How's it going, everyone? We got a big update on some game reveals that will be coming later this week. It's gonna be a big week, really. Probably the biggest week of game reveals and updates until 2024. I mean, that's not saying much. We're at December at this point, so you know, that's to be expected. But the Game Awards are coming up, and it's going to be a great event, obviously for game reveals, but honestly, even more so for some hilarity online, because if you're a social media slave like I am, or like a Twitter fiend like I am, yeah, it's always kind of amusing to read the meltdowns. Oh my god, Spider-Man 2 didn't win Game of the Year, my life is over. But yeah, we'll talk about that. More so, we'll be focusing on the game reveals that will be coming. Dragon Age Dreadwolf has a bit of an update. You know, not a great update, but we'll still talk about it. And then we got a couple of good PS4 and PS5 game deals at the end of this video. But first of all, the Game Awards 2023 will run roughly 2.5 to 3 hours, confirms Jeff Keighley, teasing fewer games ahead of the show this time compared to past shows, as there are more new game reveals. What he means is new game reveals as in games that haven't been showcased yet, hence they don't want to kill the surprise or anything like that. Honestly, it was probably a good thing that GTA 6 was not involved with the Game Awards, just because GTA 6, as we've noticed, was its own monster in its own right, and it would have just overshadowed everything at the Game Awards. The Game Awards, it should be centered around actually giving away the awards, but, you know, as far as the awards are concerned, please, guys, and I feel like, you know, my audience isn't gonna care as much, but, yo, it's just some awards. You can still have your own opinion. You don't have to cry that your favorite game didn't win Game of the Year. You know, I'm already saying it right now that Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna win. If you disagree with that, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, it's gonna win. You know, people were already outraged that Starfield wasn't nominated, and look, I like Starfield more than most people, but that game did not deserve a nomination. But yeah, even with me saying all that, and with all of you guys knowing it, you know that there's gonna be some hilarity on social media and like some meltdowns as well. But I always find those rather amusing, and you know, to have a couple of laughs with your cup of coffee in the morning, I mean, I think that'll be pretty decent. But as far as game reveals go, yeah, there's gonna be a ton of stuff revealed, and usually with the Game Awards, you get a nice mix of like pretty big titles and then like somewhat big titles. Like a somewhat big title, I could see Jet Set Radio if that gets a new title, and for a lot of you guys, me saying that's somewhat big might be an insult, but you get the idea. I also think we'll see some major announcements. Honestly, Sony is due to announce something major for 2024, given that 2024 is a barren landscape for them outside of some third-party exclusives and some third-party timed exclusive titles. So I think, you know, a Sony first-party announcement here would be really big. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would imagine something related to Kojima would be shown here as well. It might just be a Death Stranding 2 update, but we'll see about all of that. 2.5 to 3 hours is a long time though. Like, yo, I loved E3 back in the day, but some of those days were a heavy undertaking, and that was an all-day thing. But 2.5 to 3 hours for, you know, for one stretch event. And sometimes these award shows and these event shows have a lot of like cringe humor attached to them, and trust me, I know my thing or two about cringe humor. I certainly have delivered some on this channel, but sometimes I'm just like, man, this is going on a little bit too long. And if it runs 3 hours, like, I get it, you've got a lot of speeches and everything like that from the award winners and things, and you don't want to cut those people short. Absolutely don't want to cut those people short, but 3 hours is a lengthy time frame, so we'll see how it's formatted, honestly. So when it comes to stuff like this, formatting the show correctly really just makes all the difference in the world, and making sure it's structured appropriately so you get a healthy dose of announcements and reveals that get people excited, but also give a healthy amount of time to celebrate the winners and whatnot. Again, Baldur's Gate 3, I imagine, is going to win Game of the Year. It's really the easiest one to call in a lot of years. It's a multi-platform game. You really can't get outraged about it. The general consensus is that it's an awesome game, just because it's not my cup of tea. Like, yeah, it's probably Baldur's Gate 3, and then, like, Zelda's a Nintendo exclusive. That's why I think Zelda's not gonna win it, just because, like, you'll infuriate the people that prefer their games on consoles or PC or whatever. You might as well go with the title that's from a lesser-known studio. Like, as great as Larian has been for a long time, they're not as known as, like, Nintendo or Insomniac and Sony. They deserve that credit, and that'll elevate them as a developer as well. That would be huge for them. Could you imagine a studio like Larian winning Game of the Year for a year like 2023? That is a massive, massive achievement by them, even with my opinions of that game aside. And it's really just like, I didn't vibe with that game. That's fine. Certain games you're just not gonna vibe with. The same thing happened with Alan Wake 2, and those are two games that really, for a lot of people, are number 1 and number 2 for Game of the Year this year, but for me, just didn't click with them as much. But, you know, Game Awards should be more of a consensus opinion rather than my own subjective opinion, but that's why I don't get that infuriated by it, because it's just, you know, a set of awards. Credit to the developers, because they bust their asses for years and years to get these games out, and I know the life of a game developer is quite the arduous one, so they do deserve to be celebrated with an event like this. But for the majority of you, I think you're more so looking forward to game reveals and stuff to get excited about in 2024 and beyond. Speaking of 2024 and beyond, Dragon Age Day for 2023. We got N7 Day, we got Dragon Age Day. Dragon Age Dreadwolf is going to see its full reveal in the summer of 2024. It will be coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. The Steam page is up. Look, like BioWare's got to do a lot to earn goodwill back. I thought that Mass Effect nonsense teaser that they put out on N7 Day was just so stupid, and Dragon Age Dreadwolf, it being revealed in the summer of 24, basically confirms what most of us had already known. Best case scenario, it'll be coming out in the fall of next year. Most likely scenario, I see it being a 2025 game. So the fact that, you know, we're talking about the next Mass Effect and we got this game still to come in fall of 24 or, you know, 2025, like, I just feel like even teasing the next Mass Effect was just so nonsensical. You know, but BioWare as a whole, again, they do have to do a lot to earn goodwill back. But for a lot of people, like, their last really good game was Dragon Age Inquisition, which was back in 2014, so we'll see if a decade after they could drop something of quality with Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It would be really nice to see BioWare return to form, because at one point they were one of the elite studios in all of gaming, and it's just sad to see how far they've fallen off with Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. Again, hopefully they can return to form. I do want to quickly highlight a couple of deals. Assassin's Creed Mirage over on Amazon is $35. This is going the way that I had speculated it could happen. It was going to hold up in price, because this isn't a game that Ubisoft is looking to monetize for a lengthier period of time, so you're trying to get value out of it just as a standalone purchase. In the past, you would see Ubisoft games, and you see it with Crew Motorfest already being down to $30, and that was a premier $60, $70 release, but you can already find it for $30. Mirage is holding up in price more so, where it was like $40 during Black Friday, but here it's $35, which is okay. And then Gran Turismo 7's been holding up in price forever as well, $30 for that over at Best Buy. But that'll do it for me. Again, the Game Awards promises a ton of reveals. Lengthy event, 2.5 to 3 hours, so you know, buckle up if you're planning on watching the entire event. At the very least, have social media open so you can enjoy the nonsensical rage I'm sure that will ensue. Dragon Age Day, Dragon Age Dreadwolf has been announced for a 2024 full reveal in the summer of next year, so be on the lookout for that. AC Mirage, GT7, good deals on those. Links to everything, as always, in the description box below. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.